Hey everybody, good evening. Well, guys, welcome to Stealthy Elf Productions. We're about to play a little bit of Pathfinder 2nd Edition, our Heroes of Histaeria series. This is our Sandsea Saga campaign. Before we jump into the adventure, let's say hello to our players. I'll start with Pim.
Hello, I am Pim, Pamenia Knuckle. Very excited for tonight's episode. It is our first ever talent competition! Woo! So pumped. Yeah, when I'm not playing here, you can find me on the sister campaign to this one, Unearthed Inheritance. Thank you very much. Yeah, that is on the every other Saturday. So next week you can catch Unearthed Inheritance. All right, Nigel.
Nigel playing Luna. Finding the exact same spots, I guess.
Fair enough.
That's it for me.
Max.
Short and sweet.
I will be playing Edenor today, being, letting the gods direct my judgment. So, hashtag blessed. Very excited to be playing Edenor, who is the blessed one. A exemplar Defleheim Strix combo. So very fun to play. This is the only primary campaign that you're going to see me on. Maybe something in Halloween, but we'll see. And we'll see. You'll have to tune in then, right? All right, and I'll pass it on to Ollie.
All right, everybody. My name is Rulan Handokosai. You can call me Ollie, or like as the Stratus, as I am the captain of these merry folk. And I'm also going to be participating in a little talent show tonight. Other days, you can catch me on a Friday stream that I've been doing, which is Animorphs. It's on Valdrinth's, Valdrianth's channel, Twitch channel. I play the Prince, which apparently is also the leader. I did not know that. I just picked it because the class said Prince, and I said, yeah, let's go.
It's sold.
So, whoopsies.
Sign me up.
Captain in 2.
Yeah, man, if the shoe fits.
Easy to please.
And, so anyways, that's me.
Guys, I'm going to be your GM this evening. My name is David. You can catch me here as the GM of Sandsea Saga, as well as the GM of Unearthed Inheritance, the two Heroes of Histaeria campaigns. You can also catch me over at Tales Archived, where I play Whistle, the Hobgoblin Fighter, in the Known Realms Telesh campaign. Go check us out. Guys, we're super close to 100 followers. Look at it. All right.
2 more.
Okay, guys. We're going to keep this short and sweet, then we're going to get into the good stuff. So, our adventure resumes as the party has taken some time to repair the ships, reconnect with family, and reaffirm their faith. Anybody who is somebody amongst your crew and company is here to bear witness to the wide array of spectacle on display. Now the stage is quite literally set as our helmswoman, Pimenia Knuckle, has decided to host a talent show. The judges are seated and the contestants are ready. Pim, take us in. MC
All right,
Pim.
So we've just set the stage. The tables in the mess hall are moved together to create a makeshift stage. And Pimenia runs to the front of the room. Applause. Crowd roars. Hello, welcome everybody. I'm so happy that you're all here. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy you're all here. We're here to share our talents with each other and have some fun and spread some joy. And we're going to get started. She snaps her finger and manifests an instrument. A small stringed instrument. It's a lute. And she just starts playing a little ditty, and let's see. Who's up first? Who do we got going first?
I think it's me, Mom.
Temerity! Come on up. Please welcome to the stage the comedic talents of Temerity.
Awkwardly walking onto stage, you see as Temerity, the Nephilim, who's a bit more infernally influenced than his lord, Edenor, steps onto the stage still in the only suit of clothes that Temerity owns, being a pirate. Something akin, somewhere between like a cleric's robe and a librarian's gown. Temerity steps up and says, hello, good evening. As you all know, my name's Temerity, and for this event, I figured I'd tell y'all a few jokes, if you don't mind. Now, don't feel obliged to laugh or nothing. See, Captain Lycus tells me it's likely Luna's gonna come in and steal the credit for killing this crowd anyway, so don't worry about it. You know,
Oh, that's good.
Funny enough, speaking on Captain Lycus, I hear he's been teaching young Yoma a bit about the finer points of sailing. Small wonder she seems rather overboard as of late. Thank you. So, I think we can all agree. Edenor needed to do a wee bit of work on his branding, but perhaps not quite what some of us had in mind.
God damn.
To the point, I found myself perusing the ship the other day, and I hear a couple of my crewmates. Now, as I didn't join into this discussion technically, I didn't want to reveal their names, but the gist of their saying is how our quartermaster, is not much of a people person, is what they're saying, right? And I find this a wee bit ironic, as just this afternoon he invited a whole bunch of us out for a barbecue. Okay.
Yeah, Temerity!
I got one more, but David's gonna struggle with this one.
Lycus is dying. He's cackling.
All right. Who here, I wonder, is surprised by Pim's tendency to be everywhere on this ship? Show of hands, if you don't mind. We never notice her around, and yet she's part of everything that goes on. And truth be told, me personally, I wasn't quite surprised. It's rather helped me to recognize her from when we first met way back when. If you didn't know, Pim and I met each other in the library in Bellins, and then for a while, she and her family kept a room at my favorite tavern, the Drawn Hood. Now everyone knows there knew Pim as a sneaky little gnome who would tie your shoes together if you weren't looking, right? So now I imagine you're probably asking yourself, well, Temerity, how did you recognize the sneaky gnome from the hood? And simply I say, that G is silent.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
All right, that's me. I've been Temerity. Thank you all so much this evening.
God, that was a good tight five. That was a tight five. Good job.
Oh, tight five. Let's give it up for Temerity. Thank you, brother.
Very well done. You risked damnation, but it was quite amusing.
Judges, do you need a moment? Are you ready to move on?
I've made my notes. Other judges?
Brock goes. Brock is still kind of chuckling to himself. He's like, the G is silent. I don't get it. But it sounded fun. Yeah, I'm good. Martha's happily kind of clapping along. Oh, I'm so excited to see what's next. And Dr. Malcolm's at the end of the table just kind of writing down and kind of just nods seriously.
All right. What a way to get started. We could all use a few laughs, eh? Okay, who is next on the docket? Who do we got next? Is it... I actually don't know.
You actually don't know. You see, running towards the stage, urgently trying to make sure she's not late, is Sarah. And she is, oh, that's us! It's us! Yoma, get up here! Right?
Okay.
And Yoma slinks onto the stage. Hey, everybody.
Please give it up for Sarah and Yoma and their dance routine, yes?
Yes!
All
you're gonna do
right,
this.
let's see it. The stage is yours.
All right, so the two girls kind of step onto the stage. They're dressed in similar outfits now. Both these kind of like yellow and gold half tunics, right? Little, kind of like a skirt with some leather boots. And they line up in front of everybody. Specifically, they're lining up in front of the judges' stage, right? So they're standing such that it kind of looks like Sarah's in front and Yoma's behind. And then in perfect synchronicity, there's a sudden, they stick their hands out, and then there's kind of a kaleidoscope of arms that are moving. It's like the most adorable Asura you've ever seen. They briefly face each other, and as they begin to twirl and twist away from each other, you see Sarah trails a hand out, and from the hand you see a yellow and gold streamer. And she kind of twirls it through the sky. You can see it kind of fluttering in these mesmerizing shapes. And this crazy, beautiful pattern, right? Not to be outdone though, Yoma now slides back and kind of pops up into like a roll and starts breakdancing on the side. And as the two get closer and closer, you can see Yoma starts breakdancing now within the streamer, doing her best to avoid contacting it by just like mere centimeters, as she's kind of like leaning backwards and the streamer's kind of gliding around in an uninterrupted pattern. And it's really quite striking and mesmerizing. And they get a performance check. Temerity didn't get one. I was gonna let you guys decide that. But these two are successful. These two are really they're on their game right now.
Woo!
Sarah whips with a flick of the wrist, pulls the streamer back in, and Yoma does like a back handspring out, and they land in a similar position to their starting position, and they kind of look towards all of you. And
Standing ovation.
Hell
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Adenor's like, let's go, girls, let's go.
Let's go!
Yeah, exactly.
Ednor's proud dad in the crowd.
That's my girl. Amazing! Wow, incredible. I had no idea you two could dance like that.
Yeah, just a little something we were working on, says Sarah. It's like, and Yoma's just like, glad it's over. All right.
Nice. Nice job. All right, let's give it up one more time for Sarah and Yoma. Woo! Woo! Thank you. Okay. Next is a very special participant. I actually have no idea what her act is, so we're all in it together. This is going to be a big old surprise. Please, without further ado, give it up for Lunazra Elwins. Take it away, Luna.
Luna
I
enters the
expect
stage.
greatness.
She has right now she has two swords on her, like in both a holster on both sides of her hips. And she will unsheath one is a katana, one's a normal sword. She'll unsheath the katana and bring it up directly above her. And pretty much you'll see it it'll start shimmering a red aura, because she's going into Arcane Cascade stance, and so it'll be like a flame aura coming from the blade. And as it goes up, see she starts to break into sort of a slow, graceful dance with that one blade out. She'll start slicing through the air, spinning, sending flames, trailing in beautiful patterns. When she makes it, she'll twirl a little bit with the blades to the right, and during that movement she'll unsheath one blade and end up in sort of both going forward in sort of a lunge. And as she does that, she'll do Arcane Cascade again, and the second blade will start to emit cold energy, so a chilling mist starts to emanate from it. And as she has both blades out, her movements start to become faster and faster, and she'll have a moment where she's spinning both blades, and you see like the emanation of fire and cold energy coming out, swirling. And for her final act, she'll get to the middle of the stage. Both blades, she'll be something like this, crouching,
Yeah.
and all you'll hear is geyser, as two decanters were attached to her feet, and she will go upwards like 10 feet. And as she's doing that, she's swirling. So you see, like, let's say blue and red energy twirling up to the top, about like 10 feet range.
Whoa.
And as it's finished, she comes down, slams both swords forward, and the lights just go out.
Oh, quite flashy.
Epic as hell. Luna comes down, the lights briefly all dim, and then they slowly kind of come back on, and everybody's like, yeah!
Yeah! Wow! Give it up for Lunas or Elwins!
Very good.
Yes.
What I expected.
Yes.
You exceeded
Yes.
my expectations. Were my expectations, so you met expectations.
Brock is standing on the seat of his
Yep.
chair, applauding. Martha.
When-
Oh, you want to say?
No, I was just gonna say out of game, just try to go for like visual flair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Martha is also continues to be very excited. You guys can kind of get just like standard insight checks. You guys can kind of get the feeling. Martha is that judge that's just real happy to be here, right? Just is
Nice to
enjoying
everyone.
everything, right? But Malsum is on the side and just kind of taking notes and just continues to like nod along, very stern and very possibly critical. But notes, the pen is flying. The pen is moving. I think Luna.
Judges, how about that? What?
Quite good. But as I said, my expectations were high, and you met them.
Maybe I'll do like a prolonged stare at. You say Malsum, but I just have it as Jane,
Yeah, Jane Malsum. Yeah.
and then break stare.
All right,
Ooh.
tough act to follow.
I think Luna.
Who?
Real quick. Luna, as you're walking off stage, you look out towards the crowd, right? And way towards the back, kind of towards the entry of the Juggernaut, because you guys are having this show inside of the Juggernaut. Just within the entry of the Juggernaut, you can just kind of see a silhouette in the doorway of a familiar form.
How many legs does this form have?
Just two. Luna, you've seen this person around.
I have a feeling I'll walk towards it. It's just that now it's kind of all of these moments are ruined because it could always be a centaur.
And he sees 4 horse
How's
legs.
the wife reacting to Luna's?
The wife is
Open your
lurking
eyes.
in the shadows.
Right?
She's-
Yeah, and your loved
She's
one stares at you.
nodding. The wife is nodding approvingly.
No little horse.
What's
Oh,
up?
man, I
Art
could have
Critic.
incorporated her in the act. I forgot.
You totally
Well-
failed that one.
Luna, you
For
get to the
anyone
doorway
who
and
hasn't
no one's there.
heard, I just want to say congratulations to the newlyweds, Luna and Sia. Everybody, come
I
on.
keep walking towards.
Oh,
Luna leaves
what
the
a
room.
beautiful
Yeah, yeah, that happened.
time for
All
a
right.
ceremony.
No.
All right, that is a tough one to follow. Let me tell you, who's brave enough to take the stage next? Anybody? Anybody?
You see,
My turn?
I don't
No.
have the list. It just says NPC,
there's,
NPC, NPC.
there's 3 people before Lycus. The next one, Pim, you feel the stage kind of quake underneath you as heavy footfalls, and you all see the hulking gray form of Gazalik, the lizard folk,
Ah.
making his way up onto the stage, and he goes, "Me next."
All right. Please welcome Gazalik to the stage. Gazalik is going to show us just how he survives out there. Let's watch.
Twerking or something.
Gazalik nods as just kind of like glances across the crowd, just nods. Edenor, next to you, you see Brock kind of face palm, and he goes, "Oh shit."
What have you
And
done?
Gazalik turns to the side of the stage and gestures, and one of the automatons drags onto the stage the body of a hyena.
Oh.
And
So one of the gnolls or the hyena?
the hyenas, like
Okay.
that, like one of the just random hyenas that were out there. And Gazalik looks at it, sniffs a little bit, pulls at the leg, opens his mouth, and begins to chow down on this hyena. And on stage, just continues to eat into this thing. I mean, this is a pretty gruesome performance as Gazalik is just shredding this hyena to bits.
Pim is playing like a hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, just like Sarah, wherever Sarah is.
Pim is playing a hardcore rock.
Edinor's thinking about like lowering his helmet visor just to light it on fire to end this.
Gazalik finishes the hyena. There is neither hide nor hair left. There's blood everywhere. There's a little bit of fur actually, like kind of scattered all over the place. And Gazalik kind of leans back and pets the stomach, satisfied. And everybody's just staring as this lizard folk just devoured a hyena in front of them. And Gazalik looks around at the crowd, blinks, looks to the side of the stage, and gestures again.
Oh,
This time, two automatons drag onto the stage one of the hyenodons, the large hyenas that the gnolls used for mounts, which are roughly 3 times the size of a normal hyena.
God damn.
Holy shit.
They drag
Just
the
above
body.
table.
Yeah.
Above table. Someone's gonna have to stop him before he eats all the food supplies.
We still have a lot of other.
We have an abundance right now. It's okay.
Yeah, we have money.
So
We eat
Gazalik,
our enemies now.
yeah, he's eating the hyena.
Because Alec does.
So
I don't think we
Gazalik,
were planning to eat the hyena. Dog.
Gazalik walks up to the hyenodon, sniffs it over, right? Leans back, twists the neck a little bit, and you can see the lower jaw just kind of unhinge, bang, right? And Gazalik opens his mouth wider than you think he possibly could have, and begins
I think
to
put my hands over Sarah's eyes real quick.
yeah.
Just like
This continues to be a brutal display of the lizard folk devouring creatures. If you guys leave him unattended, this continues for about 2 to 3 hours.
Oh my God! No! We're not
Oh,
doing
okay.
that.
How? How?
We're gonna shift.
There's a
And you're-
time limit.
You're
There's-
We're
wondering
gonna like.
where it's all going. Like you have that same question, right? Everybody's like, "Where's he putting it all?"
Obvi,
That-
so obvi.
that thing was 3 big times bigger than he was. There's no way. How does? Is his stomach a bag of holding?
It just doesn't make sense.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, so what we can do is we can
So-
stuff supplies. into
So
Zalik's
everybody's
stomach
having this
now.
conversation during the time that is
I didn't do that.
rude.
Oh!
So everybody's having these kind of conversations while Gazalik is doing this. People kind of come and go, but at the end, Gazalik is finished eating. Right? Gazalik leans back and pets the tummy.
Oh my
Right? His
god.
face is just drenched in gore. Right? The
Pim is
stage.
busy like chatting with people off in a corner, and then someone's like, "Pim, she's done," or "He's done," and I'm like, "Oh! Finally! All right, nice job, Gazalik."
Gazalik holds up a paw, a hand, turns to the left side of the stage, and gestures. All
You know
4
what?
automatons.
Let's put you over here. Let's put you over here. You work on that. We'll keep blowing through some other acts. How about?
all 4 automatons drag on it, and then some, and and the gnolls drag onto the stage a Terraphan's corpse,
No,
Oh,
we're not
Jesus.
doing that.
and that's where
Edward's
Brock kind of
stand
stands up
there.
and goes, "No, okay, no, all right."
Yeah. Pim steps in. Okay, thank you,
Yeah, all-
Gazalik. Very
All the
impressive.
centaurs are just looking up and just. Do I have a boo sound? Who has a boo sound? Do you guys have boos?
There is no boo.
Yeah.
There's a sad horn.
Boo! We can do it.
Oh yeah, we can
Thank
do
you.
that. I see.
We have mouths.
Do you guys know how to do boo sounds? Give me some boo sounds.
Yeah, here.
Zalik,
Let me
just
turn my-
go into the
Go
corner.
for it.
Zalik. Go into the corner. We're gonna talk
Gazalik just
about
kind of
this
Gazalik just looks around, blinks confused, looks at Pim, and goes, Okay. And walks off the stage.
It was good. It was good.
Goes and sleeps in a corner for the next 3 days.
Chewing or swallowing whole?
Like swallowing whole. Like there was
He's
a
3 times
mixture.
bigger.
There was a mixture. And he was going to go for the Terrafant after. Had he not been stopped.
How large is he right now? How much has he increased in physical mass?
He is
smaller
stretched
than me.
around. He's definitely stretched around the tummy as he kind of like drags his way back out towards outside. Finds a nice warm rock to lay on and just lays there. Actually, no, probably in the shade. He'll find a nice shady spot and just lays there and falls asleep.
He walks
Oh
or
my God.
rolls his way.
He like drags
He
his way there.
waddles.
like a Katamari Dama. Just
Yeah. You just
Brock leans into you, Edenor, and whispers to you. So, I have to admit, he did run that one by me. The Terrafant was a surprise, but that's because I told him he couldn't use one of the centaurs.
You didn't. Gazalik doesn't choke, Brock. I mean, what did you expect?
I thought if I said he couldn't use one of the centaurs, it'd be over in 2. Apparently, he had a replacement act.
Pim
Fascinating.
is motioning to the automatons to help like clean, and she's helping clean the stage a little bit.
Yeah, you guys get the
before we
stage
do
all
the next.
cleaned
There's
up.
blood everywhere.
Yeah.
I've never seen a more
digitation over and over.
terrifying display of gluttony in my entire life. I must take penance after this is all done.
You look over to a very satisfied, sleepy lizard folk as you say that.
Okay, well, let's give it up for the amazing talents of Gazalik. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a very mixed
Yay.
reception as everybody's
Yeah.
just kind of like. So
All right. Yes.
after Gazalik, you know who's next?
Nope.
It's Zane.
All right. Next up is a new friend. I can't recall what Zane's act is, but I know it's gonna be good. So don't look away because here he is.
I've
Yeah,
been away for
Zane.
3 hours.
Yeah, you guys see Zane step onto the stage, and he goes, "Pim, I've been here as long as your father. I mean, I've been with this crew forever, since you all got this
Wait,
ship."
I thought Zane.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Zane was one of the elemental cultists that you guys saved along with
Oh, I thought who's the Z name of the centaurs? I thought it was one of the centaurs.
Zepho.
I was looking at that.
Zepho's
Sorry.
the shopkeeper. No.
Scratch that from the
I
record.
kind of like the
Cut
idea
it in
that,
post.
that you didn't remember Zane.
Yeah.
I kind of like that canon.
Zane. Oh, you're Zane? Sorry. Old friend. Get after it, Zane. Sorry.
He kind of dejectedly walks onto stage. Zane is
I believe in you, sad friend.
yeah, Zane is a rather lanky individual, or a young man, probably in like mid-30s. You can see he's got kind of a very. If I had to describe Zane for you guys, just picture like an average guy in his 30s. An average guy in his 30s with brown hair. Like Zane is probably the most nondescript individual you could really imagine.
I'm imagining Josh Brolin.
That's not an average man.
Yeah, probably not Josh
He's
Brolin.
pretty average.
You got
That,
this,
that
Zach.
you're making me very sad now.
Zane,
That's
Zane,
an
as you say, you got this, Zach.
Wait,
Kind
is
of
that
looks
who I
to the
think it
floor
is?
and goes,
Josh Groban. Josh Groban.
Josh Groban.
That's who I think.
Yeah,
not
maybe a
Josh
little Josh Groban.
That's Josh Brolin. I'm like, come on.
I can't keep any fucking names straight tonight.
Just pick a Josh. Zane kind of, all right. Okay. Judges, hi. Kind of walks down to the table towards all of you and says, okay, so normally I like to do this kind of thing with, well, a new deck of cards, but I was able to find this in Captain Sirico's collection. And he puts down a deck of cards on the table, rolls up his sleeves. He says, all right, well, Edenor, I hear you like magic.
Sure do.
All right. I don't know the rest of you well enough to make an opinion, but here, let's do a magic trick. Right? Shuffles through the deck and pulls out the aces and gives each one of them to a judge. He says, "All right, each one of you has an ace. Go ahead and write your names down on the card, please." Okay. Thank you. I'm sitting here waiting for people to.
Over there
to
beside
write
him.
their-
I wrote it. I wrote it.
Where people are nodding, right? Everybody's going, "Ooh, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?" He takes the cards and he goes, "Okay, all right, Adenor, you shuffle this, please." Gives you the deck to shuffle.
Of course. Okay. Going to shuffle it, I guess. I don't know. Do I have to roll for anything or just shuffle?
Up to you. You can try to sabotage his act now if you want to.
Yeah.
With
Sleight of
what?
hand? How's your sleight of hand? Oh wait,
My
that's
sleight of hand is horrendous, I believe.
stealth.
My stealth is +1. It's untrained as well.
If you're a judge and you're trying to sabotage someone's
I
act,
don't think
that's
I'd
just
sabotage
shameful.
someone's act.
I think it's
That
just
would
for
not
the
be
Stand right
laws.
there.
I'm just
You
gonna
just
try
started a
and
new
like,
religion.
watch my card. I want to see if I can track the card.
Can you track
I
the
roll
card?
like
All right.
perception while I'm doing it.
Sure, against his sleight of hand.
Do you have guidance? Does someone has guidance?
I do have hero point, but I don't think we can use them during act. I'm not actually
use it on
doing the
any
act though.
You can use it on any roll.
Well, I
That's
thought
kinda
we weren't
shameful,
going to do it for some of the stuff, but this is different though because I'm a judge.
Okay.
Well, it's not very good either. Well, actually, I am going to use the hero point. But
Oh my god! Really?
Hey, you get one at the start of the session. Why not?
Yeah.
11.
Something true hilarious.
How many
about
rolls are
doing
you gonna
a
do?
magic
Sorry.
show.
21.
Yeah. 21.
Yeah, it's 21.
Okay. 21. All appears on the up and up.
We'll see if I can keep track of it.
Okay, yeah, you hand the deck back. And he kind of riffles the cards in his hands. And he goes,
Riffles.
I'm pretty sure that's the correct term. Is it called
That's a
riffling?
word. Sorry.
I think it's ruffles.
Shuffling?
No, shuffling
There's
is just
shuffling.
I
There's
think riffling is
rifling
just
through.
the
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, I learned something today.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so he kind of riffles the deck. I'm gonna stick with it because I like the sound of the word. Continue, shuffles it out, right? Cuts the deck and reforms it and goes. Now, all right, so you guys can see here. You have it. Here's your straight deck of cards. You all went ahead and added your aces to the cards. To the back, you're written down. Lycus, do you mind just looking through this for me real quick?
Of course. What am I looking for?
Can you find their cards for us, please?
Back and try. Do I see them?
As you look through the deck, you don't see any aces.
No.
Did my roll give me anything?
No.
Okay, that's
I'm
fair.
not the most observant person, but I don't
Just
see
checking.
any aces in here.
You don't see the aces in there. Hang on, give me that. He starts looking through the cards. You shuffled this, right, Adenor?
I did. Are you calling me a liar?
No, I just need the aces for the rest of my act.
Pim leans over to Luna and says, "Is this part of the thing?"
I do not know where these aces are. Zane,
Is he fucking up?
could you illuminate me on where they may be?
I think Eddie's joking.
Oh! Thank you. Sorry. That's right. Illuminate. Hang on. Grabs a candle and asks you to puts it down in front of you and says, just go ahead and hold out your hands kind of like this for me. Right, you put your hands right there. You kind of puts the candle up in front of you and blows the candle and says, all right, check now. And you open your hands and there are the 4 aces.
Ooh.
There's no magic I've ever seen. Can I do an Arcana check?
Again, using a magic show in a world where magic actually exists is hilarious.
Yeah.
I know, it's pretty fucking funny. I
Fucking
was thinking
winning.
that too.
Can I recognize spell? Is that recall knowledge?
Zane just kind of, bows. Thank you. I'll be
Very
here
impressive.
until they decide to kick me off, I guess.
Thank
Oh,
you,
no.
Zane.
Someone who can do magic tricks. That is a necessary crew member.
Someone
Right,
who's,
Captain?
someone who's got a very high sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand on a pirate ship.
I'll remember
Good
that.
to know.
This is where you belong, my friend.
Okay.
All right, give it up for Zane, whom I have known for a long time, apparently.
He kind of looks at you and just kind of like shrugs, like, yeah. And then she finishes walking off the stage.
I'm like, I was joking. It was a joke. All right, awesome. Maybe it's time for a little intermission. Everybody go get a drink, tip your bartender, grab a snack, and we'll be back in 5. And during the intermission, she's just kind of like walking around, making sure everything's in order, that the acts are all set up, clarifying who's going next, and just letting people rest there.
I think it's a good time too
Nice
for
for a
everybody.
moment.
If you guys want to walk around, talk, decompress after the acts. Who do you have winning the competition so far?
Ooh,
I mean, is the judge
yeah.
supposed to say anything?
Yeah, Brock. Brock. We'll say Brock. It looks to you, Edinor, and goes, "All right. So who do you have taken this so far?" Because
Well, I mean, is it even a question? Sarah and Yoma, of course. I mean, what an exquisite act. I mean, just perfect.
yeah, but I mean,
If anyone scores less than 10 out of 10 on Yoma and Sarah, I will kill them.
Martha's like, "Of course they got a 10 out of 10.
Very good, Martha.
Those little girls were delightful."
I'll remember.
I'm gonna try
my
to peek at
statements.
Jane. I'm gonna try to peek at Jane Malsum's notes. See who's Malsum favoring at this point in the competition.
Go ahead, roll perception.
23.
23. You don't really get to see like the scoring. With the 23, what you do get, I mean, you can kind of see Malsum's notes, but he writes. You know how people who write a lot for a living have like shorthand that they do.
Mhm.
He writes in a shorthand that's very hard for not him to decipher.
Okay, no problem.
So you do, but you
Maybe
did
if
learn.
someone
that
had thieves' hand, maybe they could figure it out.
I'm gonna go up to Luna and be like, Malsum's rooting for you. I read their notes.
Roll a deception.
Better be.
27.
Up to you, Luna. You can roll against it, or you can just believe it.
I rolled a natural 1, so I really believe it.
Great.
Critical failure. Luna, you sincerely believe that Malsum's got you up.
It's like all of a sudden I want to do him a favor, I feel like I owe her something.
You probably do. All right. Oh,
Hey, remember,
you gonna say
Brock,
something?
Jane,
just
no,
tell me
Jane-
who's going in second.
Jane is in my
We
corner.
already know first.
Well, let's be real about something, and that is that we both have a horse in this race.
Ah, fair point.
Wait. Where's the...
Speaking of, I think I want to find what's her name, Sia,
So yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
and just like shoot the shit. It's like, so Luna, eh?
You find Sia, but Sia's not just casually standing around. Sia is outside and has a bow staff that she is busy practicing with. Right, you can see as she's kind of like moving through these different forms. You can see that she looks like a very competent user of this weapon. And as you approach, she kind of, Captain Lycus, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. I think I'm actually setting up like barrels with like tarps on them and stuff. I'm setting my act up outside.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Good to see you too. I didn't think anybody would be out here. I thought everybody would be, watching the show.
I like to have room when I practice. It makes for, well, it feels more like what I'm used to.
well, some people need a little extra space to, and he like pulls his spear out and just kind of swirls it around to really get their motion going. He like spins the spear, and not in any way that's like effective for battle.
Yeah,
100% just like showy bullshit, just like
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. You seem comfortable with that weapon.
yeah. My old teacher, old captain, he was a weapons specialist. Yeah, a man who carried around every weapon under the sun. Somehow it all fit on his back. And yeah, I got him pretty good with a handful. I found myself mostly drawn to my fists and pole arms, though.
Well, the nice thing about your fists is at least you always have them with you.
Exactly. Me, I'm never unarmed.
Hmm.
And he just kind of cracks his knuckles together. And I was like, I think the last thing I'm gonna ask is just like, I'm faster than Luna.
Yes. But if that is true, then you should have been the one to catch me.
Fair deal. Nah, Luna's a lucky gal. And yeah, I'm just gonna go back to setting up my talent.
Before as you're setting up, she just kind of stops and goes for a moment, waits for a moment. Do you trust her then?
Luna?
Yes.
With my life, yes. With our money, less so. Yeah, I trust Luna.
I did not expect to get married to someone quite like her.
She, I feel... I don't know how you are as a person. We just met. But there are some people who communication is a little difficult. And sometimes you just have to find the language that you have in common. You know what I mean?
I think so. I think our language is silence. That seems to be when we are at our best. She does her work and I keep to myself.
The secret to a happy marriage, actually.
Yeah, just
Don't ever talk to
Don't
each
ever
other.
talk to each other.
you won't find out any problems that way.
Don't worry. I'm sure you guys will be closer soon. When I first met them, they refused to let me call them Luna. And I actually don't think they ever said it was okay, but I've not stopped. And they seem to have, accepted me for me who I am. I'm sure she'll do the same with you.
I don't think I've been calling her anything other than Luna as well.
Exactly. Sometimes when you know you're close to someone, you know.
Perhaps. Well, she seems... For a long time, I doubted her prowess, but that display earlier was impressive.
Listen, and I'm not going to say this to their face. Luna is incredibly competent and powerful. There's no denying that. You have nothing to worry about. At the very least, you didn't get married to a weakling.
This is good.
They are clumsy, though. Clumsier than they look.
Well, perhaps in some way I owe her still. I always wanted to travel beyond the Voldine tribe. And this is a chance to do so.
Hell yeah. Honestly, I don't think I had the chance to really say this, and you don't have to officially join. You're a mate of one of our members, but for the interim, if you're staying, welcome to the crew.
I think I will stay, as long as Luna stays. That seems to make sense.
It's all it all works. The captain I mentioned, his second in command, that was his partner in life, and she never really claimed to be a pirate either. she just kind of was who she was.
Hmm. If this is okay, then I think I will do this.
Of course.
Is it normal then to be partners with the captain and first mate?
Well, most ships don't have an HR department, so yeah, it's pretty normal.
Because you and the Edenor, you are both father to these little ones, no?
Knew that was coming.
And the matching gloves, I figured. Because you guys have the bow gauntlets now.
Yep.
This was a gift from Luna to the both of us, actually. But no, we're not partners. We're just two independently, mostly friendly men who have pseudo-adopted 2 children together and are raising them in a boathouse. That's a little gay, actually.
It's a little gay, actually.
Either way, no, we're not together. Just working together.
Well, I think if you change your minds, the two of you look nice to me. If you were looking for opinions.
Noted.
Oh god.
Okay. I think with
That would have been a
that...
very interesting conversation with him.
So, Edenor, I was thinking, why don't we just make this thing official?
On paper, it does seem
only
pretty gay.
dedicated to one thing, the gods.
Think of the crew benefits, the tax benefits on the crew.
The tag. Oh,
Oh,
do I get
snap.
bonus share?
Hey, we live in an anarchist world right now. There are no taxes.
That's true.
You get his share
There's
when
only
he
fees.
passes away.
Oh, that's a good point.
How dare you?
I am
Like,
the most
that's
likely
such
to
a-
die, so.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's true.
That's the best investment strategy I've ever made in my life.
Better start a life insurance policy like now.
Any other
Yeah,
role play or anything anybody
So
wants to do?
I'm gonna take a chair
Okay.
and put it in front of. I'm assuming there's like a judge table that they're all
Yeah.
sitting behind,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and put it like table here. Put it in front. So how are we today, judges? You've been thinking of the performances so far.
Oh,
I
Martha's the
already told
first to respond. Leans forward and just like rests a hand on your arm. Goes, Luna, that was fantastic. I was so impressed by everything, and the lights and the swords and the...
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I worked on it very hard, so it's nice to know that someone is keeping a open eye towards all the performances and not really zeroing and focusing on specific ones, looking towards Ednor and Brock.
I feel like this deserves a sense motive check.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, let's do this. Hang on. We're gonna roll it first, and then we'll roleplay it. Are you
You'll know
gonna try to lie?
exactly how I'm gonna.
All right, Brock is definitely gonna try to lie.
What does sense motive even fall under? Is that
Perception.
Perception? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brock, where's your stat block, buddy?
Oh, I'm very happy with my roll, though. It's gonna be fun.
Okay.
Are they rolling sense motive or me?
You're rolling sense motive. They're rolling deception.
Oh, my deception technically. That's not great either. That's okay. That's even better.
So Brock got a 24 for deception.
I got a 6.
Okay.
I
So-
rolled.
You rolled?
So yeah, so I rolled. It's a perception check. I rolled a
Yeah.
16 plus 11 for 27.
You can tell you beat both of them. As Brock
Yep.
is saying, as Brock sits there and goes, "Oh, of course we're gonna keep this is a fair competition, and there's no way that I have Any particular person in mind to win? And kind of looks over at Pim, who is like strumming and tuning.
I'm just gonna look directly at Luna. It's fair for second place and below.
Could you two at least pretend to be fair and treat every
mean-
participant equal?
I'm sorry, you're just not adorable enough for me to pretend. It's okay. It's okay.
Is there-
Luna. It's okay.
Is there anything I can, make it more even?
You know, there's one thing. And I'm going to go lean over to Luna. Allow me to do your marriage ceremony in front of everybody here today.
But
Mm-hmm.
according to him,
It's a
we've
reception.
already done that.
It's a reception.
That was a reception, but then we're not technically married.
Well, we're
So-
going to celebrate with the entire crew. Why not a better place for such happy matrimony?
Did we discuss a prize for this event, or was it just for?
I think it's like
There is a prize.
Decent
There's a
prize,
prize.
I thought, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a cash prize, I thought.
Cash
Yeah.
prize, baby.
Cash prize.
So, what's it worth to you?
You drive a hard bargain.
How bad
But-
do you want to win?
I think my only option here is to go to HR and
Well,
file my
you know,
anonymous
case,
complaint.
I have
Oh my God.
so many complaints. Let's pump those numbers up.
Add it to the stack.
He's just going for the record now.
all
And
right.
I'm
Making note.
sure the captain would have just loved to celebrate with the entire crew with this. So, a small price to pay.
But it's not even fair, okay? There were 2 people participating in that.
Sure. But
I'm sure if
neither
I
of
teamed up
them
with
were
Pim,
captains.
No one would even stand a chance.
You're probably correct.
Wow. Well, you would already have voted back, but you didn't think of that, now did you, Luke? You should strategize more like the captain.
This is why I'm so used to rules, so I can read them beforehand, so I could, know what's allowed and not allowed.
You
know
just
we could
wanted
bring
a cheat
multiple
sheet,
people.
didn't you?
Pim walks by and says, "The key is to not care what's allowed and what's not allowed."
And Pim, I think you walk past, you make your way onto the stage.
Sure.
We'll have you announce.
All right. All right, everybody. Let's gather up. Got your drinks? Good. Left your tips for the bartender? Good. All right, let's
Dorian
let's carry on with the show. Up next, we have another very special contestant. David, who is it?
It's Conrad.
Just one more NPC. It's Conrad. Okay. This is for sure a new friend of ours. And Conroe is going to come up and show us his skills. Conroe, the stage is yours, my friend.
You hear the as Conroe trots onto the stage. He says, "Hello, everybody. For today's performance, I will be. This is a gift to the merry folk from the Voldine tribe to you." At this point, several centaurs step onto the stage, and they've got this giant length of hide. You can see it's the hide from the bullet. And Conroe, they pull it and they stretch it as tight as they can. They stake it into the ground. They leave it kind of vertical up. Conroe, in the meantime, is busy getting ready several bowls, these kind of leather hide bowls, and places them along with a couple buckets of water. And Conroe stands in a kind of semicircle surrounded by these bowls and the canvas on one side. And Conroe kind of like dips down, crouches low, and shoots forward with a sharp exhale. And as he does so, he kind of whips his equine rump around. His tail flies through the air, and as he does so, you can see that a swath of yellow streaks come across the hide. He pulls away from it, dips the tail in a little bit of water, dips the tail into another bowl, and turns back towards the hive and does it again. And this process repeats over and over and over as he essentially paints for you all a picture with his tail.
What's the picture?
The scene depicted is a landscape. It is clearly a savanna, upon which you can see a little crudely drawn memory of Terraphants resting near to a tribe of dancing centaurs, and above in the sky is an airship with no masts, but with wisps of clouds encircling the hull.
Wow.
Conroe steps aside when it's done and gestures. He says, "To you, Captain Lycus and the merry folk, a gift from us. We are grateful for the assistance you lent us and for eliminating the Carrion King, Malachite Liger. You have done our savannah a very important service." And he kind of bows. At this point, the rest of the Voldine tribe kind of also all stand up, Sia included, right? And they all bow towards you guys, the merry folk, as you're surrounded by whoever is left from the centaurs.
I'll tell Pim as when he finishes, just a quick note of we get double the resources if we put art in the boiling cauldron.
Don't even think about it, Luna.
Double the resources.
No.
I heard you.
Yeah, so this thing is like a huge portrait. It's like
That's beautiful.
like 12 by 15 foot portrait.
We gotta put that. We gotta put that on the on Oka's will somewhere. In the states room. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Little mural.
Yes.
Very good, Conroe. We
Conroe,
appreciate-
amazing! Everybody, give it up for Conroe.
Brock,
Wow.
Who would have thought?
Incredible. Thank you, Conroe. Seriously, thank you. That's beautiful.
He nods and steps off.
Wow, so many talents aboard this ship. I never even knew. I'm so glad we're doing this. Next up is one that I am particularly excited for. And I think we're going to have to migrate this little show out onto the deck. So, if you will, follow me and we'll see a display of talent from our brave captain, Lycus D. Stratus. Let's go.
Oh.
You see him just like hop, skip, and a jaunt away. He's like, woohoo! So, outside, you see 4 barrels and some scrap metal and other like pots and pans from the kitchen. And he's just like, sorry about the pots. I will return those.
Dorian's just shaking his head.
I'll make sure to clean them. And he just like snaps his fingers and like prestidigitations them clean. And so yeah, there's like 4 barrels with these tarps pulled over them. They're like tied on with ropes, so they're nice and taut. There's pots and pans around, and he walks up to the center of this. They're arranged in like a semicircle, open towards the group. He stands at the center. He puts his spear down into the ground. There's also little bags. And at this point, there's like a flashback on screen of like, as you guys are doing things throughout the last like couple days, you see Lycus appearing in like the background of your scenes, just like stealing a little bit of this, stealing a little bit of that, random shit, doing random shit. At one point in one of Luna's, where they're just like trying to do work and like work with materials, he just looks outside and just sees him like destroying a rock for some reason and like collecting the pieces. He's like, "The fuck is he doing?" Uh, and yeah, he sets down his spear, stabs it into the ground. His eidolon lopes up next to him, and his familiar separates from him. So he takes off his cloak, and the familiar starts to fly around in this little wolf form before separating, because there's a bunch of little crystals all connected together. They just kind of float together in the shape of a wolf, and they start to separate. And the little crystals start bouncing back and forth between the barrels, hitting into the pans. And he starts to get a little rhythm going, little thump in his body,
Okay.
and he starts to like thump on his chest. And as he does, he looks over to the wolf, and as it bobs a little bit, it starts to glow and shifts up into like him, as his actual spirit form. So now it's just two versions of him, except one's purple. And they're both just bouncing their fists on their chest to the beat of the crystals bouncing around. And they turn to each other and they do a little bow, and they start to do a little dance together. As one of them transitions to do like more, not like breakdancing, but more vigorous, like it looks like a choreographed fight by themselves. The other one, then they spin and rotate out, and the other one starts to do the same thing. As they're doing this, the beat starts to get faster and faster and faster and faster, until eventually they kick up the spear, comes out of the ground, and they start to spin it around between the two of them. He starts using his shocking ability to create a bit of electricity at the tip of the spear as it rotates from one to the other, creating this spiraling S of electricity going back and forth between the two of them. And they get closer and closer and closer until the spiraling electricity is almost like an orb as they spin it back and forth between the two of them, into going from this open, spread out, kind of chaotic electrical force into something resembling a globe. At which point you see that the beat starts to slow down. It was going faster and faster, going so crazy fast, and then it starts to, and you see the electricity fade, and inside the orb, as the electricity fades, you can see that they're both holding onto the spear, leaning back, like fully parallel to the ground, feet on the ground, just kind of bouncing with the beat. And as they come up, they are now in mirror to each other. Whoa. And they begin to fight. Each attack lands directly on each other's fist. It is a perfect mirror of one another. Absolute symmetry. As they continue to do this, they once again grab the spear between their hands and kind of thrust it up. And as it's in the air, together with their palms, they hit the base of it as it was perfectly up and down, just launching it straight into the air. As you guys were watching the first part of the dance, where they were, transitioning back and forth, one of them tied some of the bags that were around to the spear. And as it went up, it went up pretty far, 15 meters, I think is what I can throw it. And then you see they clash their fists again, and when they clash, they cast ignition to just push it up a little further. And another one to push up a little further, just a little bit at a time, until eventually it gets far enough, and then the spear itself, using its own explosive power, detonates, and the bags around it were filled with various dust that he collected around the area, creating this colorful explosion. Starting off, the red of the fire, but as it ignites whatever was in the bag, you see blues and purples and greens especially. And,
I thought it was gonna be the fireworks.
and as they continue to do their fight, there are explosions every time their fists meet. It is absolute chaos. The beat has become relentless and powerful until the spear falls down between the two of them, and they just stop. They bow, and then they turn to you guys and give a little bow.
Wow!
And Lycus recites a tiny little poem. From dusk to dawn, the rolling potential of eternity finds form and destruction at the hands of reality's enigmas. The dragon's nest settle into balance across space and time. It's not a poem, just like a mantra that he remembers from this. Now, Ednor, roll a religion check for me.
Oh,
You guys can too if you'd like.
I would say,
I
yeah,
will
if you're
say
trained
when
in
this-
religion.
that's a
Yeah,
31.
All right.
I don't
So,
mess around with my religion.
We know.
Ednor, you can tell that this is a choreographed retelling of the world's creation story.
Oh.
But well, I suppose you would consider it so. It's a bit blasphemous in your sense.
I see. That's very much.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's a big problem, but we'll talk about this
Interesting
later.
strategy.
It reminiscent
bold.
looks like it looks reminiscent of the beats of the creation story that you know, but you can tell some parts are off. Something's off. It start to feel a sense of blasphemy in it. And I don't know if you know the exact story, but it's essentially depicting the story of like Bahamut searching for a home for his children, and then collecting the dust of of all existence and just putting everything together, and then the fucking eldritch nonsense saying, I'm gonna fuck this thing up, separating or causing trouble until the world separates into like the physical realm and other bullshit, and the dance is sort of meant to represent that. But yeah, most importantly, you know that it's blasphemy.
during the performance as well, when the spares exploded, I'm also like leaning towards Ednor and saying, that was you just a couple of days ago. And just,
Yeah,
Oh, really? Luna, you just see me like go back to my notepad, flip open it, adjust a number, and flip it back closed.
your eyebrows are coming back in really nice, at least.
Yeah, there's a
As
thin
like
shade.
it's
The
like-
notepad back open.
as Lycus was like leaving the stage, he's like looks to Pim and is like, those were not the right colors. I don't actually know which ones I'm supposed to collect. She never told me. I just collected whatever dust I could find that looked
I think it looked
similar.
great. That was awesome.
Thanks.
All right, everybody give it up for our captain, Lycus D. Stratus. Wow.
I think Temerity doesn't clap, but everybody else for the most part claps along.
That's fair.
You
That's fair.
literally
enthusiastically.
see like one solitary clap out of Edinor. Flashy, but points deducted for blasphemy.
Points deducted for blasphemy.
-2 for blasphemy.
I would say.
All right, well, let's.
real quick.
Oh,
Pim, give me
Yeah.
a sense motive.
sense motive for I don't know where. Oh, it's not too good. 19.
What am I
Total?
rolling?
No, not for
Yeah.
Okay, for someone else?
Yeah,
I
for
thought you
somebody
said
else.
Edinor, so.
Yeah, it's a 19 total.
Okay.
Ah, fuck it.
19.
Let's use a hero point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nice.
That was a waste.
That was a waste of a hero point. Yeah,
18.
and unfortunately, you at the end of the performance, as you guys are heading back inside to announce the next performance, you catch up with Brock. But his back was already turned to you, so you couldn't quite see his expression during Lycus's performance. But you catch up with Brock, and yeah, you guys make your way back inside.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Pim. Next contestant. Let's get you guys back inside real quick. All right. Pim, you got a couple contestants left. The next one is Clink.
Clink.
Oh.
Okay. All right, our next contestant is someone whom we have put a lot of effort into building trust and building a relationship with, and as far as I'm concerned, they are a solid member of our crew, and I would formally like to welcome to the stage Clink.
You welcome
Come on
you
here,
welcome
Clink.
Clink to the stage, and yeah, this little goblin makes her way onto the stage. You know, dressed as like a goblin sailor, right? The exception that kind of denotes them as an airship pilot is the little goggles on the head. But Clink steps forward and kind of eagerly classes. Hello, thank you all for coming. My name is Clink, and I have, I hope it's okay, judges, but I brought a friend along for this one.
Judges, will we allow that? Yes? No?
Was it a contestant already?
No, in fact, if you'd like, you can say hello. Gestures over to the side of the stage and
Oh god.
kind of making their way onto the stage in very kind of heavy footfalls and awkward motions is Otto, the automaton.
I'm intrigued. I'll allow it.
Brock kind of looks around and says, yeah, good with me. All right, the other two judges just kind of nod, but you do see as Malcolm kind of takes a little bit of a note in the journal. And Clink moves Otto over to a chair, and Otto sits down. Sits down in the chair, and Clink hops up and sits in Otto's lap. Puts a hand behind and says, "So, my friend."
Jesus.
I knew it.
So, Otto, what do you think of this?
Doesn't count.
What do you think of this competition so far? Competition's pretty stiff. As Otto kind of nods the head up and down, you can see Clink just trying to awkwardly move the hand. And Clink is attempting to perform a ventriloquism routine with Otto, the automaton. And Clink's performance.
The moment you said you had a friend, I was like, no, he's not.
Oh my god.
So, Otto, who was your favorite performance so far? I have no opinion. I cannot see things. I am a robot. Oh, Otto, give yourself a little bit of credit. You're a valued member of this crew. Right? If you say dunk, and as Clink goes to move the hand, unfortunately, just kind of rotating the head back and forth has caused the bearings that attaches Otto's head to become a little bit unstable, and Otto's head dunk, falls off, rolls down the stage, and kind of lands chin down in front of the judges' table, and Clink's just standing there. That's our act. I guess.
Okay.
I think I clap. I laugh. That's hilarious. Good.
Yeah.
I give a couple
Two
of
comedians in the crew. Who would have thought?
I am always somehow surprised and disappointed in equal measure.
Clink, Hey, sometimes things don't go as planned, but I thought it was really funny.
It wasn't supposed to be fun. I wasn't going for funny.
What are you doing?
Hey, moving on.
Clink slumps off the stage and Otto follows behind, picks up the head and just kind of like zzz, 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 zzz. And Clink goes, all right, you useless hunk of metal, let's see if we can find Luna somewhere.
Well, Luna might want to stick around to see this next act because Luna's beloved is coming up to the stage now to show us her talents. Sia, get on up here.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Lunasra.
There is a clip-clop as Sia makes her way on to the stage. And she has a bow staff in hand, which she kind of looks, and she kind of rests it down at the front of the stage. One sec here, I need different music for this shit.
You don't like the goofy goober music?
No. Okay, so sits the bow staff down in front of the stage, kind of backs up, looks to you all, the judges, does like a little a formal bow, and while she's doing that, several more centaurs join her on the stage. You can see that two of them have these stacks of what look to be like chunks of wood from the ship that are no longer in use, right? Just planks left over from the whole operation of fixing the two ships. And Sia bows to you all, turns, and as she does so, the other centaurs kind of spread out and they start kind of raising up the planks. And Sia kind of centers herself, breathes in deeply, and races forward. And as she does so, you can see she kind of does these like very fancy twirls, more dynamic than you have ever seen a horse move. Sia's like sliding and crouching, hops into the air, and in one jump kind of runs almost sideways through the air and breaks 4 of the boards with the hooves in almost like a sideways midair run. Just kind of twirls to the side and pop, 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 right? Lands, slides on these equine knees, gets closer to the staff, kicks it back up into the air, stands, jumps, flips the staff around the neck, and comes back in. Other centaurs are now coming up to meet her, and as they meet her, they're raising up more planks. And as Sia just kind of moves through, pop, 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 you just hear the boards just erupting as she's kind of moving from centaur to centaur. She makes it to the other end of the stage now, turns back around. About 4 centaurs all stand up, and they each hold one board, and they stand in 2 lines facing towards her. She runs across the stage towards them, leaps into the air, and almost kind of like looks from the judges' table. It looks like she's walking across the air as she kicks the 4 boards in one long jump. Pop, 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 pop. Lands on the other side, spins the bow staff around, and again, they keep throwing more and more boards at her, and as she's kind of moving through, you can see them now. They're not even standing in the way. They're just kind of backing off, and just kind of like, as they're stepping away from the stage, they're just throwing boards into the flurry of hooves, elbows, and bow staff that is Sia. She kind of spins around with one final, like, pop, 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 right? The shards of wood are now falling to the floor, and just as she kind of stands up, you can see like this determined look in her eye. She cocks the hand back and shoots the arm forward like a serpent, and you see the bow staff whistling through the air as one of the centaurs in the crowd, threw a board up above the judges, a little further away, and she crashes through it. Cool. And the judges get little rains of wooden shards onto them. You guys have little wooden shards on your table, and Sia gets up and offers a bow.
Oh, yeah.
That horse knows Taekwondo.
Yes. This horse,
amazing.
Exactly that. This is Centaur Taekwondo.
Centaur Kwando.
Centaur Kwando.
That was
Anybody?
certainly a first. Yes.
Wow.
And a very happy thank you to the lovely couple.
A thank you?
Yes. I want to make sure that everyone is very aware of our new couple on board.
Sia.
Yes.
Luna and Sia.
Sia looks to you, Eleanor, as you're saying that. Looks to you, Luna. Looks to you, Lycus. And says, I dedicate this performance to Luna.
Oh, very good.
She'll just give a little like like a noble type nod.
Yeah.
Put my hand on like Yoma's shoulder. Young love, isn't it beautiful?
So gorgeous.
All right.
Pim walks back up onto the stage and she's like wiping some fake tears. That was so beautiful. I'm just so happy for you guys. Okay. So, before we move on to this last act, I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for competing and sharing your talents, and just remember that if you have a talent to share, you should never be shy about sharing it with the world. You know? Show us what you got. Get after it, you know? Okay, so anyway, this last act is going to be my own. And I'm really excited to share a song with you guys that I have written. This song is for my friends, the Merry Folk. And I hope you enjoy. And if you come to learn the words of the chorus, I encourage you to please sing along. One more thing before I start. I will not be competing in this talent competition. I am just here to MC and give everyone a good night and close out the show with a little song.
Brock slams his hands on the table. Doesn't say anything, but he's like,
So Brock.
It wouldn't be fair. Yeah, it's only fair. Okay. So here we go. Oh God. I'm Pamenia Knackle, but my good friends call me Pim. My crew is called the Merry Folk, and this song is for them. Yo-ho, the Merry Folk know wherever they go they win, yo-ho. Do you know the Merry Folk go to sing with me, yo-ho? Pamenia the Charming, her wit is quite disarming. She'll sing you sick with dark magic, her forte is performing. Yo-ho, the Merry Folk know wherever they go they win, yo-ho. Do you know the Merry Folk go to sing with me, yo-ho? Lycus the Lucky next, our captain never rests until his crew is safe, it's true, his people he protects. Yo-ho, the Merry Folk know wherever they go they win, yo-ho. Do you know the Merry Folk go to sing with me, yo-ho? Lunazra the Brilliant, her mind is most resilient. Her skill with sword can't be ignored. Her kills are in the millions. Yo-ho, the Merry Folk know wherever they go they win, yo-ho. Do you know the Merry Folk go to sing with me, yo-ho? There's Edenor the Blessed. In him the gods invest. His strength of heart is off the charts, a must-have on any quest. Yo-ho, the Merry Folk know wherever they go they win, yo-ho. Do you know the Merry Folk go to sing with me, yo-ho? One more time. Yo-ho, the Merry Folk know wherever they go they win, yo-ho. Do you know the Merry Folk go to sing with me, yo-ho?
Crowd goes
Thank
wild.
you. Thank you very much.
ah.
Damn.
That was amazing.
I
Yeah,
love
it's supposed to
that.
be by
It's
the
so good.
catchiness of it.
Yeah.
It was so good. So good.
The crowd
Thanks,
just
everyone.
The crowd is erupting. Pim, as you're offering thanks, you get a standing ovation from everybody in the room. Brock is standing on the table. He's like cheering loudly. And I think that is the perfect note for us to head out to our break. All right. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned the words to that song, because I have. Yeah, we'll see you guys in about 10 minutes.
One quick thing. We are one follower away from
One
100.
follower away.
So who wants to be our 100th follower?
Guys, come on.
Could
it's
it
right
be
there.
you?
Could it be you? Think about it.
Oh.
We'll be back in a moment.
Bye. See you soon.
Hey guys, welcome back
Hey.
to Heroes of Hysteria, right here, Stealthy Elf
Hello.
Productions, Heroes of Hysteria series. Sandsea Saga is the campaign. Nailed it. All right. Okay, so my friends, the talent show is done. The talent show is done. We have not declared a winner as yet, though. Edenor. I meant to consult with you over the break about who we want the winner to be. And
We'll have to consult now.
didn't do that, so
Just have to do it live.
we'll do it live. All right, you guys, headphones out.
Headphones?
Oh. Well.
It just
So
went.
it seems, Brock, that Pim is not going to be competing now.
I still think she should win, though. I mean,
But she removed herself up. Would you want to not respect your daughter's wishes?
you put. That's a good point. Honorary mention.
Of course.
Honorary mention that she would have won had she been competing.
We'll just say honorary mention, and she is the one who has run this entire show. So we're all here because of her.
Well, I want you to give her a special thank you then.
Fine. I'll give her a special thank
Deal.
you. Okay. Shake.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Now looking at the rest of the contestants, I think we can strike Gazalik straight out.
oh yeah, that was. I told him not to do it. I told him that it just wouldn't land the way he thought it would, but
Yeah. Well, and I will say it, Lycus's was very flashy and whatnot, but very blasphemous. So it would be very
Lycus's-
difficult for me to fully endorse that one. It doesn't give me the good fuzzies.
Yeah, it was a little suggestive, I guess. I'm not sure how I feel about it myself.
That's fair. For Clink, I mean, the robot's head came off.
It didn't go well. Did not go well.
Yep.
Martha's just
Um,
sitting here, by the way, and every time you bring us somebody, Martha's just like, they did amazing.
great.
They did great. I loved every second of that performance.
Jane, any comments here? I know Brock and I are taking up a lot of the airwaves here. What are your comments? I guess what are your top three?
Well,
Go over our top threes.
my top three at the moment are. I really appreciated Conroe's performance. I think it was more than just talent that he showed. I think he showed a level of awareness that he used it for a message, and I appreciate that. So
Fine.
I give it to Conroe for. I think he's in the top three. I agree. Clink's out. Sia and Luna. It comes down to those two. I think their performances are quite similar. So one of them must have been better than the other.
Yes. I mean, and those are your top three then, or were Sia and Luna kind of balancing the same position?
Yeah, I would say Sia and Luna are balancing the same position. So Conroe, Sia or Luna, and then finally, well, it's got to be. I think Lycus was good. Lycus or Zane. It's one of those two. Temerity had his moments, but it wasn't really.
Yeah, I mean, I really did enjoy Temerity's bet. I thought it was very good. But I understand that it just wasn't. I gave extra kudos just because it's the first one. I mean, frankly, I think Sarah Nyoma's was the best because, I mean, there's a child going in front of a large group. Extra points.
I wouldn't be
Some
mad.
creativity.
They were creative and they worked together. They put it together on short notice for kids. I
Yes, I think it'd be good for morale. Zane's, I still don't know how I fought it.
The only thing I'd caution you about there, Miss Edenor, is, well, how does it look? people gonna think this was rigged?
Well,
Are you
I
prepared
don't
to
care
answer
what
those?
they think.
Well, then there's that.
I just think that they did a lovely job. But I do agree that Sia's was phenomenal. So was Luna's, but I'd say Sia had the edge up on Luna. Between the two,
Okay. So then third place, what did we think of Zane's? I thought it was a little cheeky, personally. And I've seen stuff like
pretty
that
cheeky.
before. Doing attempted magic without magic is certainly
Pretty good. I'd say maybe an honorable mention.
okay.
I'd say Conroe.
Sarah and Yoma, Conroe for second.
Okay. What about you, Brock? What are your thoughts?
I'm saying I'm just gonna kind of like just kind of group everybody together. So
Sure. Yep.
I
Okay.
I think Brock is gonna give Conroe the nod over
Okay.
over either of the martial artists. Actually, no.
And
What I'm
then-
saying, no. This is Brock. Brock would give it to the martial artist over Conroe. So yeah, Sia or Luna. I think Brock is gonna go with Luna.
Mm,
So you said,
I'm leaning Sia.
all right. I think we lean Sia. We'll go
All
Sia
right.
because Malsum is kind of similar to your thinking there. So
Hmm.
okay, so we got we got then the girls in first place, Sia
Yep.
in second,
Yep.
and then
Conroe in third.
Conroe in third.
Oh. I mean, it was very good display for the entire ship. I'm also very excited to see Luna's face.
Okay. Well, all right. I don't really mean to incur the anger of anybody. It's just all in good fun, right?
Of course,
You're
of
reminded
course.
of that. Okay.
I mean, it is Luna's blushing bride, so
She should be happy as well. One would imagine.
exactly.
Okay.
Of course.
All right, guys. Okay, Edenor, the stage is yours to announce the victor of the talent show.
All right. Well, we'll start from third place and move up to first. Third place, we'd like to state Conroe for the amazing application of paint to a hide to make that beautiful painting in short order. So thank you, and we appreciate you.
Conroe bows.
Perfect. In
Here we go.
in second
That's what I'm talking
place, I am happy to announce that Sia has taken second with the amazing display of a fascinating martial art. And I did not know a centaur could slide on their knees like that. It was quite fascinating. Quite a eye opener, an eye catcher.
2 for the
And
center.
then-
Nice.
For first place,
Wait. We've got the little satchel of gold.
hoo-hoo.
Winner gets this prize.
Hang on. Brock yells out, honorary mentions.
Oh yes. Before that, well, hold on. Honorary
Okay.
mentions.
Hang
I
on,
got very
The music goes back down.
Yes. Anyways,
the
honorary
band eases up.
God.
We would also like to say thank you to Pim for organizing all of this and such an amazing performance. The song was quite heartfelt. I am very, very glad that I could be honored as a judge in this competition, and I am excited that everyone has been having a lovely time. And one of our contestants, I don't think will wake up for 3 days at this point from how much fun they had. So, thank you again
My pleasure.
for the amazing performance. Would have really made it an incredibly difficult decision if you had not bowed out.
Well,
It
wanted to
was
give everyone else
a-
a good chance, though.
Of course. You gotta give it a little bit for everybody else, right? And with that, all the contestants, thank you very much for putting yourself out there. We had some amazing displays. It was a very difficult choice for these judges up here. But for the first position, the winner of our first of many competitions of the talent show is going to go to Sarah and Yoma's dance routine.
Stand up and I yell, rigged! Congratulations, rigged!
I think Luna would have started to stand up until you mentioned the names and then pretends to pick up something off the ground.
Derek Zoolander goes all the way up to the front to make a speech.
The girls are up front. They get the money, and
A lot of money.
yeah, how much money was it?
It's 50 gold
50 gold, right?
for 2 little
They have
girls.
as much money as
That's
we
pretty
do.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
most
like-
of that's going into their trust funds, so.
They're
Don't
cheering
spend it all
along.
in one
They're
place.
holding up their fists in triumph. And I mean, Sarah's got tears in her eyes. She didn't think she was gonna win. So she's super grateful to win. Yoma's kind of holding her up, and I think with that, the talent show comes to a close. The first Merryfolk talent show comes to a close with Sarah and Yoma as the current reigning champions. All right, well, guys. In the wake of the talent show, I think the next thing that happens is your departure.
Is our ship all fixed up?
Your ship is all fixed up. It is. You guys haven't gotten a chance. You haven't had the resources to do like the full customizations and stuff that you guys were thinking of, but it's functionally back up to full health. So,
Ooh, right.
because it's no longer
Alright.
below the broken threshold, your ship now moves at full speed again.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
So,
Zoom,
I
zoom.
didn't think we were gonna get that much.
no.
Yeah.
You guys are mechanically back up. Your ship is back up to full HP. But again, it doesn't have the customizations. That's going to require like a specific workshop and more time.
Yeah.
But Nevlin was able to cannibalize a bit of the Juggernaut and still keep that above broken threshold and do some repairs. With Luna's help, of course. Luna was definitely a part of the whole repair process, right? But with that means that Conroe, Zepho, and the Centaurs and the Terraphants now take the Juggernaut to the Frog Grove. Is there anything you guys want to say in
That's right.
goodbye as they leave? As you say goodbye to your Juggernaut.
Yeah, I think there is something I want to say to them before they go.
Sure.
I just wanted to say to everyone, good luck out there. The world is, well, it's a bit rough, but you have us behind you whenever you need, and the Frog Grove is truly an oasis in this land. I hope when you get there, everything is as lovely as I remember it. That being said, I just want to give you something to think about. I know that you and your people, you want to do right by the world and your beliefs, and you don't want to take advantage of the land. But this world has been ruined by selfish would-be gods. The land needs you to come in, help it, restore it, for yourself, for your gods, for each other, for ourselves. So, those of the Frog Grove, I'm sure, will do their part. And perhaps your part will be to make sure that they're doing it right. Work together, stick to your beliefs, and good luck.
Kind of extends an arm out to you like this, and I'm assuming you guys, if you're okay with it, you clasp arms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he shakes your arm like enthusiastically. Thank you, Captain Lycus, for all you have done for me and my people. You have given us safety in a time where everything is dangerous and seems like it is. It seems like danger lurks around every corner. I am happy that we ran into each other the way we did. This Frog Grove place you speak of, it sounds like a good place to start over. I don't know what the other tribes will do, but for now, the Voldine tribe, we will look to make a new beginning in this place with friends.
I can't wait to come back and see what the Frog Grove has become, thanks to you.
Well, make sure it is not too long before you come back then.
I'm feeling it'll be sooner than I think, probably. Alright. Say hi to Grubadub. David, you son of a bitch.
You got it.
Gub-dub.
Rubber-dub-dub.
Gubadub.
Wubba-dub-dub. Wubba-dub-dub is the apothecary.
Yes.
Yes.
Gub-dub is the...
We'll say hi to them too.
Yep. And let Hammond know he's a bitch. Anyway.
Didn't they leave?
Is this meant to... Is this some sort of... well-wish I don't know nothing about?
No, he took my eye, but like we're on okay terms. But he's still a bitch.
I will pass along
I'm
your
going to-
messages.
Give
I
some
will
wink.
walk over with like 3 books, thin books with a bunch of notes on agriculture, metal, blacksmithing, you know, and hand it over to them, saying, "I hope this helps you on your journey."
Conroe takes a stack of books, looks it over, and goes, I think this will be a good tinder for fires. Thank you, Luna. This will be helpful.
Give it to Gubadub, damn it.
No.
Please, okay, give it to Wobadub.
Zepho steps in and goes, Rest assured, Miss Luna, I will take care of them. Oh, give me those, Conroe. You don't know what books are. Your Paintings.
And like wipe.
You know, books? Apparently not.
Wipe sweat off forehead. Anxiety slowly going away.
Just unwinding. So, and then Edenor is going to reach out to his apostles and just have a brief chat with them. Since I mean, most of them are. Are the Knolls staying with us, or the Knolls are going as well?
Up to you.
Okay, right.
Where do you want your Knolls?
I don't
I
think
mean,
we
on your
the
paycheck.
Knolls back. I'll send the Knolls back.
Yeah,
Send the
let's
Knoll
send
back
them.
with them?
We'll send the Knolls back.
Okay.
So
Noted.
I'll just end up talking to them all. Just now, remember, you have a great journey before you. There will be much that will be difficult. There will be times your faith will be tested. But I know each and every one of you will make it. For the gods are on your side. Now go forth and spread the good news. And I hand each of them some, little short handbooks.
They all chant in unison. The words of the heralds will be heard.
As they shall be. Once was, shall be again.
They all respond back.
No.
What once was shall be again.
Go forth and spread the good news. I look forward to hearing of your exploits. And then I step away.
Okay.
I feel like Pim and Lycas exchange a glance. Just a.
Yeah.
Wait till you get back
I'm
to the
sure-
frog road.
I'm sure the pond mother will take care of it.
Okay. I'm sure Captain Hammond won't take that shit.
Do you give them like a copy of the branding? What do you call it? Branding stick? So then they can
No,
like convert others.
I'm the one who controls that. They don't
Oh,
get.
okay.
You
That-
can't
it
just
They're
has
not
to be
ready.
done.
They're not ready to brand others.
They're not at that level. You gotta be at least.
They haven't
have,
paid
like,
enough
full
to get to that level.
You
Yeah,
need to be
they haven't
this far up the pyramid
prayed
scheme
enough.
before you can start branding. people.
exactly.
Exactly.
You have to have at least 4 other individuals under you before you get an upgrade.
Oh god.
And they all need to pay 300 gold to join.
Exactly.
Oh,
With a
boy.
monthly subscription as well to Prayer Bites.
So how many levels until Ednor is the villain?
We're not
How
too
many
far
levels-
off.
How much further do I have to go, guys? I
I was
mean,
gonna, hey. Okay, well if you're done with that,
I'm kidding. Yes.
okay, Pim, any
Thank
goodbye moments that you want to share with us, or?
I think Pim will just approach Conroe,
Okay.
and she's just gonna say, Conroe, I just want to thank you so much for the kindness of your tribe and for that beautiful painting. I truly treasure it. You know, there's a saying in my heritage. She says something in Gnomish that just sounds like
Wow.
And it
your Gnomish
means-
is mwah, immaculate.
it means for truth and treasure.
Truth and treasure.
Core values.
Did I say it right?
That was almost spot on. I'm shocked.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyway, I just want to say I treasure your friendship, and I believe that you will honor the truth of what this land needs and what your people need, what the Frog Grove needs for truth and treasure.
He bows his head to you. A chieftain of a tribe bows to you. And I mean, he's obviously feet taller than you, Pim, right? But there is still an obvious deference here. He says, "Thank you, Yeminia. You and the other merry folk, you have given us more than hope. You have given us the tools to perhaps find a future in this world. You are truly heroes. Thank you."
I think at that, she sees him bowing, and she just leans in and says, "I'm a hugger. Get in here." And she just wraps herself around his
Leg.
maybe leg.
Oh,
ne-
yeah,
arm,
you
I
can
don't
you can
know.
like hang on him
Back.
as he kind of stands.
Yeah, yeah, just hanging.
Thank you. I hope we meet each other again soon.
As do I. We'll have to, because Sia has now chosen to stay with her beloved Luna, and so there will be a reunion, I'm sure.
She is a member of your tribe now, so hopefully, though, I hope she represents us well. And with that, Conroe separates away from you. You guys are back on the deck of the Oka's Will, just before you're ready to take off. The automatons are making their way across the deck. They are getting things lashed down. Brock is making his way over to the helm, and he's beckoning for you to come over, Pim, and take it as he is freeing the wheel. And you guys can see the gemstones, the green gemstones, and the sensor chamber where Oka's Will, the elemental spirit, is housed, begin to light up as the ship is getting ready to take off. And just as before, the ship as it's kind of like turning into position and kind of making its way onto the heading, designated by you, Lycus, and Pim, you guys can hear the echo of the song coming up from the Juggernaut over the loud churning of metal. As the Juggernaut, this mechanical behemoth, comes to life, obviously there's a lot of noise, engines backfiring and the like, right? You can hear the rattle of metal and wood, and as it's lurching forward, still the sound of a song lifts up above the clamor as you guys hear Yo ho, the merry folk go wherever they go. As they are taking, as the Juggernaut is setting its course to the Frog Grove. You all, meanwhile, on the deck, are about to take off on Oka's will at full power for the first time in quite some time since you really got the ship. So you guys are about to flex.
Yeah.
Hard. So everybody takes their positions, and you guys can see as the ship kind of again sets the heading right. There's just this magic kind of emanating. You can feel it in the air around you. You can feel like your hair like starting to kind of go on edge as Pim, there's an infectious excitement kind of surging through you. Oka's will, Oka's connection to you, kind of you can feel this like jittery, anxious energy ready to let loose and go. And sure as shit, there's just a sonic boom as your ship takes off with a blast. And your ship is flying through the sky as fast as you can. All of you just kind of immediately like get taken aback. You're sliding. Pim, you are just barely hanging on to the wheel, right? Until things kind of, you guys can kind of like reach kind of like a stable point where you guys can kind of like just kind of barely get up to your feet and walk around. You're looking at each other like, holy shit, as Oka's will is booking it, and you guys are traveling faster than you have ever traveled yet.
Woo.
She's fast, I tell you.
That was nearly dangerous.
The girls are kind of like pressed against the door, and they're like, if you knew it was going to do that, we should have been inside. That's bad parenting.
You see,
Eleanor
like,
it just feels like hurt.
Sorry,
cuts
Eleanor.
deep.
How dare you?
Lycus was on like the edge of the ship at the very front, just like trying to get a front row seat to like this thing. So like he nearly fell off the fucking boat.
Oh yeah. Like as you turn around and your hair is like streaked back.
I didn't see any wind going through his eyebrows. He was facing forward. I'm just imagining now that he had just no eyebrows through the entire.
Yup. That's canon.
Makes that judging competition that much better.
All right, so
Yeah.
Captain, how far off are we from the Irenwud?
Well, at this pace, we are whatever David says away from there.
Awesome.
Roll a survival check. Or if you have lore sailing, I would also love that.
Bet I fucking do. All right, that's an 11 on the die, plus, what's my sailing? 9. 20.
20? At this speed? Hours. You're gonna be in the Ironwood today.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's extremely
Cool.
very fast.
You're extremely
Private
fast.
jet.
Your ship is moving. At this
I
speed,
do have to pick up the pace feed too.
to be totally honest with you, man, I kind of assumed you cranked it at the
Yeah.
beginning to just
Yeah.
kind of...
Exactly,
Let's just say we're maxing out.
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah,
maxing
we're
out.
going.
Yeah, you're going. You're
Yeah,
gonna
I-
be there in a matter of hours.
I pat like the top of the thing where Oka is like located. I'm like, with Oka, we'll be there before you can even think. I'd say get everything ready.
You have enough
just
time
in
for like
case
an
we-
in-flight movie or something.
Just
in that
coffee
case,
and tea service.
everyone, get yourselves ready. We'll be there in just a matter of hours. We don't know what we're getting into. It could be great. It could be shit. Just make sure you're ready to make an entrance.
See Clink going by with like a little basket, handing out like cookies that have Merry Folk imprinted on them. Coffee.
God, we are a full-on brand now.
You are moving. Yeah, you're a brand now. Okay. You
We
guys.
should make swag. We should make koozies.
Oh,
I will-
koozies.
I'll say as well that, of course, any part of the ship that Luna helped with has the logo.
The logo is
So-
like
Oh.
carved
That's
in.
his-
Oh, Elwyn.
As her form of like, making up for this hours-long trip. It's just walking around, just making sure that it's this was there, that the logo is still there.
Being a good quartermaster and making sure that the ship is ship shape, although a little self-serving, but still good quartermaster.
Ednor's looking at his brand. Luna, I think you missed your logo on this.
We're just rushes to her room to get the
I'll be
Oh,
right there.
get her tools. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you guys anybody you want to talk to, anything exchanges you want to have in the time? Again, a handful of hours before the Irenwud. Enough time for a little bit of RP if you got it. Otherwise,
I was gonna stop over by Luna and just be like, well, I must say, your wife can really kick.
Such a weird.
You know, I think that
She's
everyone
got some kick
is
to her.
a little jealous.
Well,
A
I
little
mean,
jealous.
it was
That
a celebration of both of you. You have to think of it that way. When your
Kicking?
significant other wins, you win as well.
well, did she win any gold for second place?
We did not have specified winnings for that,
Why
but
did we
I
mention second
think
and third anyway?
Just to rub it in their faces.
Yeah.
we just mentioned
close
it
they were.
to be able to show that it was a very impressive feat. But I do believe that I'll have some discussions, and I think maybe we do merit a second and third place winnings. I mean, Conroe can't get theirs anymore, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, if a participant isn't there for the reward ceremony, then I guess that kind of gets split between the.
I guess
that are
first and
around.
second place. Very clever. I see you, Luna. I see you. I would be willing to donate a little bit to second place winnings. For sure. I'll discuss with some of the other judges. See if
Sure,
we can
they're
come
all
up with
here.
something. But
But
yes,
would-
I do feel that it was a very impressive feat, and I would say yours was very impressive too. But it came down to you or your wife, and frankly, those kicks were pretty cool. I'd say a lot of showmanship. Well practiced.
Well, kind of had a feeling, or
I mean,
pretty
you know,
certain.
you could have won.
Would I have?
I mean, if you gave me what I wanted.
Our religious
No.
leader.
Yes.
This is between me and Lunastra. You meta pigeons, get out of here. Anywho,
I'll just make sure to have a better routine for the next talent show.
yes, it will be good, and perhaps I will also partake in the next talent show.
Oh, I would agree. I was going to say I hope there would be new judges as well.
Oh, of course.
With
I
their-
I think we rotate the judges. It makes sense. So, but perhaps we go head to head.
so long as the rotation means Brock and you are in the
Yes,
stand.
perhaps we can
or-
both go in and perform.
And put the bard in the talent show. Okay. Okay.
Hey, we're here for entertainment purposes,
True that.
for crew morale.
True that.
Now, we need to speak business. We need to.
Oh,
I
yes.
think all of us. I think we should have an officers meeting.
Oh yeah, officers
Yes.
meeting. I think it's probably best to do that now before.
Canonically,
Get to-
Pim.
Pim pops in.
Pim
That's a
already
good idea.
knows.
Officers meeting.
Obviously, because we're speaking here and Pim is not in sight, she will know about this. So
So we just need to make sure
Still
Lycus
like
is
us?
aware so we can go to.
tell Lycus to meet us in the officers' room.
Yes. Lycus. We're going to the officers' room.
You just hear like footsteps already running towards the officer's room.
like a Stewie's footstep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just scurrying.
Like, is like
Don't worry, Pim's
over-
probably already there.
He like heard him, your guys is calling to him like, oh, okay. He's like underneath the ship in like the netting that's used to like in case things fall, using it as like a
Treasure
hammock.
Islanding it
Yeah,
right
yeah, yeah.
And you see Pim run
Yeah,
by
planet,
you, and
just
she goes,
planeting.
"Stateroom meeting now."
Oh god, okay.
So
Real
once
saunter.
everyone's entered,
Let's spread the the beautiful piece of art across the,
The table. Oh, you guys can even use it as a tablecloth if you want.
We could do that. We could do that
The
on wall.
stateroom table is huge.
The stateroom table is huge, but I always fear that somebody's going to stab a hole in it.
True.
We also
For
have
dramatic
one of us
effect.
one of us for sure a messy eater as well. I wouldn't want to ruin painting. Lycus, what do you think?
He has
Is
like
this what you
food in
call
his
this
mouth
meeting?
that he has like an apple that he stole from Dorian, like in his mouth, like just spilling out. I think it's a good idea. Oh,
Let's put it on the wall. Let's just put
He spits a piece of apple on it.
Yeah, as the apple juice from his mouth starts to fall onto the painting, press the digitation. Try and clean it mid-spit.
Yeah, we'll just put that on the wall. We'll
Okay,
find it.
let's
We'll
put
find
it
a
on
spot. Anyways,
So
Luna.
the reason that I think we should have had this meeting is twofold. One, I was able to create these two items, these two pieces of paper, or 4 total, that if you were to write a message on one, it will appear on the other after a minute, and vice versa.
Oh, that's useful.
I think we'll be going into Irenwud, town, city environment. We might get separated. So I propose that we always move around at least in groups of 2, and one group always has one of the papers so we can communicate with each other.
Buddy system. I like it.
I like that as well.
smart.
That's just very clever. Impressive work. I see they have the mark on them. I'm looking at the paper. It's like embossed at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Branded
It's
stationery.
watermarked on it. The next thing I think we should at least have at least a short discussion on it is that what are we going to be sailing into?
Yeah.
Well, we did get pretty sidetracked, and things were not sounding the best at the time that we left.
Okay.
I mean, the conquering host is probably nearly there. Hopefully, they haven't already arrived.
It's true. We're also making some other assumptions that there may be events that never happened. Remember, some of this information came from before our dealings. So it is a bit of a new world. There are some things that may have changed. Who knows? So
That's true.
I think we have to assume it's a hostile environment until otherwise stated.
I think that's the smartest thing to do.
Just to make sure none of us have any means of reaching anyone in the Ironwood.
We don't. I forgot to mention that these papers, the range is 10 miles.
10 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And anything we write on them just appears on the other ones.
It takes minutes. Yeah, anything you write will appear on the other. It takes a minute for that
Interesting.
transfer.
To go through the airwaves.
Okay.
The airway. That's
Just
I read
write-
it in a book once.
In about 1 minute, you see a poorly drawn penis. on your paper.
well, I don't think
The
Lagus
first
needs to be
message,
the one
like
with.
the first.
I was just testing it. But no.
So-
We have a there was a point of contact, Luna. The plan was you were gonna meet someone around there. You think we still are gonna be on time for that, or
Oh, right.
is that beyond us?
If honestly, I'm not sure if that would still happen because
Mhm.
if we go under the assumption that in that reality, I had the magic to communicate to that person, but
In this one, you
in
do
this
not.
one, it was me who convinced, or we assumed convinced that one to show up at the Ironwood. So we can't be sure if he would show up there.
That makes sense.
I'm
I
sorry, you
guess we
don't
could-
have to.
Check. But the ship is in good shape now. So I think as far as finding a shipwright, maybe not the most important thing anymore.
We still have some customizations we need to make, of course.
For sure.
Wait, above table, did we take Nebelin with us?
Nebulin should be with us, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
He
Fortunately.
He's
wants to
right.
get back home real bad. He's not missing this He's on the
Yeah.
ship. Max.
So,
For now.
I'm sure we can find someone in the Ironwood that'll help us put our designs in the ship.
So, here's my question then. The Ironwood. Have you guys been in the past?
Several times.
Its structure. I don't need to know specifics, but what kind of person usually leads? Is it a king or mayor, whatever? What leadership do they have?
David, is it like a council?
There's one individual
Like an
in
elder?
particular that would be the.
Well, I don't know what you would call it. Elder,
Elder?
or
Yes, you're a point to Pip.
And what?
Sage Elda. So she is the Baroness of the Ironwood. So the
Gotcha.
Ironwood
That's
was part of the Empire. So she, Luna, you would also know this too. She was appointed to be the Baroness by the Emperor of this region,
Ah.
and she is also a member of a circle of druids.
So, well, there's an elder druid named Elda. She's the Baroness.
Right. If
A druid. you said.
the
Mm-hmm.
yes, if they haven't been invaded yet, we're gonna need to get them on our side. And if she didn't survive the unflooding, the droughting, I don't think we ever decided on a name.
The fucking.
The fucking. If she
Language.
did not survive, then we'll have to find whoever else is in charge. And if they're not amenable, we're gonna have to find ways to, if not make them amenable, make the people. Because, listen, we are impressive. This ship is incredible. But an army, we are currently not. And we have no way to know how many we're up against. Our one saving grace is that they rely on the power of force. Every ship that they send at us is one that we can turn back at them with just a little bit of elbow grease and kindness, if you will. But we're gonna need something to help us get things started. This might, I look to Pim, end up being kind of on your shoulders. I'm no slouch at diplomacy, but how to say, if I don't like someone, they know it pretty quickly, and I don't do well in certain situations.
Sure.
Adenor flashes to like me talking to the serpent people, immediately going like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Yep, that checks out.
So, totally, I'm happy to face it up. What about... So we have Clink, too. We had briefly discussed some sort of potential infiltration plan.
Yes, I'm hoping that if we take a ship, if we fight and take one of their ships, getting whoever they're forcing on their ship to be their labor, like they did with the Juggernaut, it's not going to be difficult to get them on our side. But we need more than just them. We need people from the Armada to join us as well. That way we get more information, we have more manpower, we have less that we have to do by force if we can get them to join us. The less we have to punch, the easier the fight will be.
Yeah, I do agree. I'm not sure. I mean, I can...
Or we could just scare them into submission.
No.
It's very effective.
Well...
That might work for you when you're religion.
Well, I
But,
mean, I'm not even saying religion. I'm just saying daring them. But I mean, we could also bring them into the Herald, accepting new members.
Who's them? The Ironwood? People are. Is that who you're referring to?
No,
The conquering host.
yes.
Oh.
Not all of them, but there will be some members who, like Clink, were part of the system, but they were pushed on by it. They survived rather than thrived. If we can show them what it means to actually live, Clink knows what it's like now. She can be a voice for what it can be. She can draw them in by showing them what life can be like.
You can also bring up the fact that, they're all afraid of the leader of the conquering host. Link seemed terrified.
Leaders who lead by fear, they're just oppressors hiding behind a mask. Sorry.
We're all looking. Where's the rebuttal?
I mean, I'll just let that go.
Pick your battles.
God, I was holding it really well together, but for some reason, I saw everyone like look
Everybody's
towards.
looking at
I saw their eyes shift on the camera. I'm like, oh no.
Shit.
Okay,
And I
here's
was
the.
just gonna be like, all I'm going to say, like, is we typically do try it your way, and we typically get betrayed. So just keep that in mind. Just saying.
That was just one time, though.
Really, was it just one time?
I think so.
I think I'm remembering at least 2 times. At
What,
least
Hammond?
Hammond, and then our bugbear friend and crew, including Clink, who's part of the crew,
And Kanara.
and Kanara.
No.
Yep, all 3.
Yeah, but
Canary.
consider this:
Kanara, yep.
all failed.
Yes, I
Yeah.
wonder why.
Let's be honest. Hammond, wasn't all.
That was a group
No.
effort where we caused that betrayal. I'll give it that. But
Panari, that's
That was more of a
on Idris, honestly.
misunderstanding.
It's more on Idris. You're not wrong.
yes, but
Yeah, true.
I'm all for
Well-
having the circle small. And those who betray us have to go very far away under the ground forever.
Sure, I'm fine with all that. But, like, the other piece that we need to remember is that I don't know exactly where my mom is. She could be on one of the ships. She could be back in Muldan Dawn. She could be somewhere else entirely. Right, David? Am I remembering that right?
Correct. You know that she is abducted and she's a prisoner of the conquering host. No, but you do know that Clink mentioned that she is a favored consort or a favored servant of one of the generals in the conquering
Right.
host. So
That
she's a prisoner,
fire
but she's
elemental lady.
correct. But she's a well-kept prisoner.
Yeah. More of like a handmaid.
Yeah, essentially, kind of thing, kind of role. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know.
So
where she is.
I just want to be mindful of that. Like, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I agree. We need to be cautious. But at that point, getting some from the conquering host might be the best way for us to find out where your mother is.
Oh, I'm all for interrogation.
Me too.
Yeah.
We'll find out, one way or another.
There's nothing in the pirate code that says I can't torture someone. I mean, interrogate someone.
Yes.
Said it.
Let me just flip through my book here. I don't think it has anything in there as well,
There's no rule that says we can't.
especially for a heathen.
You know, there is a rule in the Pirates Code about torture.
I believe there is probably.
What is it?
I think it's like
Control
It's
F.
like number-
Let's find this.
it's like number 15 or something, and you can't inflict any more damage to them than they have done to your people. At that point, it would become
that's
gross.
fine. They've done a lot of damage.
And exactly,
It's
exactly.
pretty
A lot of
subjective. I feel like
Yeah.
we
It's pretty
can interpret-
subjective. And like, if they attacked us with the amount of intent, that intent is important. Intent is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
I got a lot of intent.
Guys, there's a knock at your
Okay.
door to the stateroom.
Oh. Who is it?
It's Yoma. Guys, we're here. We're here.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh.
Touchy. We
Fuck,
went
that
swiftly.
was like 20 minutes.
All right, battle stations, everyone. Let's make sure we're in position.
Well, as you guys
so
come out,
talkative.
she's trying to explain. She says, what? No. And as you get onto the deck, you see that by here she means that you are crossing into the Ironwood. You are leaving
Okay.
the savannah behind. You see the sky gradually shifting now from greenish yellow to a more orange with swaths of purple and pink. And as each mile of the journey is just kind of blurring past you, the horizon ahead you can see is just like this dark edge shield. The horizon ahead is this dark edge shielded by red iron mountains. And up ahead you see the towering forested realm of the Ironwood. You see rust-colored leaves twinkling like little fiery embers against the setting sun. Behind you now, which is of note, the sun is no longer high in the sky like you've been used to. As you've traveled, the sun has stayed behind, and you are now entering twilight. From the deck of the ship, the smell and taste of iron, the smell of rust, the taste of iron, are all like mingling in your senses. The whispering jungle, by contrast, was very like sticky with humidity. Here, the hum of insects. And there, there was like the hum of insects all the time, and things were decaying, but there was still sort of like a sense of presence about the place. Out here, the Ironwood doesn't make its presence felt in quite the same way. It stands quiet. It stands still. The trees seem more like armored soldiers at attention than kind of the loose carnival of life that was the Whispering Jungle. Lycus, you look like you had a
And-
thought there, my friend.
No, I just pulled up the Brethren Code. It's Rule 14.
Rule 14.
Got it.
Hope you didn't write
Um,
that.
I'm just wondering. Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm just wondering, is there like, can we see through the scope? Because there was a harbor with like docks.
Oh, yeah.
and
You're not at
stuff.
the Ironwood yet. You just entered like the region, the realm of the Ironwood.
Oh,
like, you
okay,
just went
just
from
the
the
realm.
savannah into the Ironwood. So like when Yoma was saying we're here, she meant more like we've arrived at the Ironwood. So like you guys are now flying over the Ironwood forest. And
I see.
as you're doing so, you're flying really fast, but still through the hum of the air, sound reaches all of your ears as you hear cannons in the distance.
Sounds like a welcoming party.
The crew all look around like, what the fuck? Looking, and everybody looks to you like it's for orders.
All right. I'm sure you're all familiar with that sound. We don't know if they're friend or foe. Keep an eye out. Let's find them. Everybody at the ready. Find your cannon and get ready to kill something if we need.
All right, perception checks, please.
Ah.
Can I also tell how how magic feels
Oh,
yeah.
That's a great
in the
question.
Ironwood comparatively?
Yeah, go ahead. You can do that, or I'll have them roll perception checks. But if you want to do that in the meantime, yeah, you can roll Arcana for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my hero
20,
point.
29 for perception for Pim.
That is a 23.
Okay, let me give you the
Locked
magic
in.
thing real quick first.
I don't need to change it. Never mind. It
Say
sounds
that hero
amazing.
point.
With a 23,
15.
there is a bit of a mystical miasma building up. With a 23, you can tell that it's fairly open space, so it's not a terrible miasma, but it's still present. So mechanically speaking, Max, you know that this will be more like around a DC 5 check on the to cast spells without any sort of disruption. So hero point for catching that, Max. Good call. All right, the perception checks. What did we get?
29.
29 is good. 15?
20 for me.
20? Okay. Lycus, you are busy giving orders. You are like down below deck calling, for all hands kind of situation, getting people on the gun. So you're in a flurry of activity. Edenor, you are reaching out towards the magic and you can feel the missteel around you. Luna and Pim, you all hear another shot go off. Far in the distance. But Pim, what you also hear too is an explosion, and you can see off to like the northwest-ish, you can see a column of a cloud of debris, smoke, and dirt rising into the air.
Oh shit!
You pointed out?
Pointed out for sure.
Okay.
So there's cannons in one direction, and explosion and smokestack in the other.
They're all in the same kind of region.
It's the same direction.
Same kind of direction. The sound appears to be coming from there.
Pinpointed it.
Yeah, pinpointed it.
Okay,
You see the column of air, and both of you hear the shot.
I feel like someone's under attack.
Let's go in. Our ship is fast, and we have the advantage in any mobility. Let's come in from behind this tower of smoke, keep ourselves hidden until we can see what we're up against.
Aye, aye, Captain. I will
Okay.
help
You're
in
the
that
helm. Good
direction.
luck.
All right, and Oka's will is very fast. This is going to take no time at all. As you guys start kind of gliding along, you can see as your ship is moving. You're creating such a flurry of wind that you can see the trees kind of like shaking behind you. These are ironwood trees. They don't shake easily, but you are moving that fast. You all come around, and this is one of those moments where, if I was a better descriptive writer, you guys would I could really sell this scene, but this is one of those things where I'm going to say picture's worth 1,000 words. So
Nice.
I am going to move you guys to the map here.
It's a map. It's a map. It's
And
a
I'm
map.
also just going to quickly change
On the
something
map.
here. Boop-a-da-da-da. Okay, I just wanted to drag Oka's will on here. Okay, and I'll move the token here.
Oh.
Okay, guys. So, what you see before you is a flooded, dried up ravine that looks like it was being used as a logging camp. That's the kind of initial assumption that you see as you look around here. You can see there's some tents, there's a place where they were kind of collecting the wood and kind of like sliding it down. You can see carts loaded up with a few, but you also see, most notably, 2 airships in the midst of a fight. You see one ship looks to be a very familiar sort of design to Edenor, Luna, and Lycus, and Clink is kind of pointing out, that one's goblin made, off in the distance there. And you can see the 2 balloons that are kind of keeping it aloft. The other ship, Pim, you recognize it. As you see a ship that has the head of a blue dragon at the front instead of a masthead. Within the mouth of this is a cannon, and you can also see that the hull itself looks to be more like it's cradling the ship on the back of a 4-winged blue dragon.
Yeah.
As you recognize the water drake in the
I
sky.
know that ship.
And you guys see as the cannon in the maw of that blue ship kind of lights up and shoots outwards. You can see an explosion over on the goblin ship as these 2 ships are kind of coming to a collision, coming into a fight just above this logging camp. And my friends,
You want to put us over on the map.
you guys are on the map, aren't you?
We're on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're
can
on
see
the
it.
Go for in OBS.
Oh, in
Put it on.
OBS.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Show the viewers what we're looking at.
Yes.
There you go, guys.
No, you're right.
Well, taste it for next time.
So right there is the water drake, and this is the goblin ship that it's fighting.
Oh, I know where I'm going.
You guys can see some of the tents. As you look down below in the camp, there is a raid. You can see goblins, goblin dogs, and wargs, and goblins on the backs of wargs raiding this camp. You can see fires lit on tents. The camp is under siege.
I tell everyone, I know that's the water drake. That's a friendly ship.
All right.
All right, then.
Very
In
good.
that case, bring the ship around. We pincer the enemy, and we bring him down.
Aye, Captain.
I spy someone I want to talk to. I see with my little eye a redhead, and I'm gonna jump off the ship and go say, help, fight.
Okay, Lycus is jumping off the ship, guys. As Lycus gives orders and steps over the side of the deck, that right there is where we are gonna call tonight's session.
Oh my god.
Immediately jumps off.
Yeah,
Friends.
so it begins.
Okay, bye.
Thank you so much for playing. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We've been Stealthy Elf Productions. This is our Sandsea Saga campaign, part of our Heroes of Histaeria campaign series. There are 2 campaigns. Unearthed Inheritance is the other. It takes place on the off weeks of this one. Before we head out and say goodnight for tonight, let's go say goodbye to our players, starting with Pim.
Piminia Knackle here. Thanks for listening to my goofy song, and thanks for watching. When I'm not here playing Piminia, you can find me playing Farron over on the Unearthed Inheritance campaign. Very different character, very different campaign. Come watch, it's super fun. And we didn't quite make it to 100 followers tonight, but maybe next week.
Ah, so close. All right, Nigel. Luna.
Nigel.
Name's Nigel. I play Lunazra Elwins. I think I have to go back and remind people who can say Luna or Lunazra, because I think some people might be getting a little too friendly. And I can't wait to do this fight. My immediate reaction was to blow up the water drake, but okay, no, it's friendly.
It's
Of course, no. Okay. And I think that's it for me. Then off to Max.
All right, I'm Max. I've been playing Edenor today, your friendly exemplar Niflheim Strix mix. You know, just ready to bring the good word and hashtag blessed, ready to find a couple new followers in game. Excited for this next session here. So, anyways, passing it on to Ollie.
All right, I've been your captain. Thanks for flying with us. I'm glad no one died, no one got injured, everybody kept their hands inside the vehicle at all times. I see myself a redhead, so I'm gonna go create a new villain.
I resent
What, are you
that.
gonna make him another X or what? What is this?
That's kind of the plan, eh?
I was looking at all the tokens and they're hot.
There's a hot redhead on the map, right? Gotta go.
There goes.
There goes the
Mike.
captain.
Abandoned
Can't
ship
resist a hot
immediately.
redhead.
Guys, my name is David. I have been your GM this evening, and the next time we play this game, I will be a hot redhead. So you don't want to miss that. We will see you at the next session. If you want to see more of me, you can also catch me over at Tales Archived, where I play Whistle in the Known Realms Telesh campaign every Sunday. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We will see y'all around. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.